JB, Dan, Shannon, and Boomer. They have all the latest NFL scores and highlights coming up on the Sprint halftime report. He should join us.
I hate it when a napkin sticks to my green painted face.
McNabb throwing complete and immediately hit. Coming out of the backfield is Brian Westbrook and Darrell Smith.
And if I'm Jacksonville, I'd stop the clock. I'd take one of my timeouts here. Don't let the Eagles just run off all this time before they punt.
Jacksonville has 2 timeouts remaining.
You got to be thinking about scoring before the end of the half.
Let's see how the punter Dirk Johnson fares with the wind.
Well, he shouldn't snap the ball for another 15 seconds.
In pre-game warm-ups, he was kicking in this direction when the wind took his kick way off his side, and now
the play clock to 12 seconds on the play clock. 12 seconds should be on the play clock.
Yeah, Hockley caught that. The play clock was ticking down, and then it reset itself to 25 seconds. So he's going to take 5 seconds off the play clock and get it down to 12. But again, I think Jacksonville has wasted a lot of time here, letting Philadelphia grind this off the clock.
Johnson gets it away. Pretty good kick. Pierman from his own 30. Dodges the first wave. 40. Midfield. And out of bounds at about the 41-yard line. Terrific return by Alvin Pierman.
Well, he went down awkwardly, didn't he? He got dragged down. It was one of those deals. Looked like his legs got caught underneath him.
And that's the punter, Dirk Johnson.
Yeah, he gets him by the back of the jersey. And that's a pretty good effort by the punter, trying to strip the ball at the same time.
If he's not careful, he'll find himself playing a linebacker next week.
Kind of that was a pretty good piece of awareness by a punter, not only making the tackle, but kind of making a little bit of an effort to strip the ball.
52-yard kick, 29-yard return by Pierman, and now Garrard with 2 timeouts and 49 seconds on the clock from 41 yards away. Gonna keep it on the quarterback draw. And dragged down just inside the 40 at the 39-yard line by Sean Considine. And they're going to burn a timeout here. 41 seconds to play in the first half. Back to Philadelphia in just a moment.
Returns to NASN.
Josh Scobie, who is 9 out of 12 in the field goal department this season. His long is 46 this year.
That would be about a 48, and in this wind, I think that's highly suspect. I think anything over 40 yards is going to be a real gamble.
Garrard for Drew. Tackled from behind as he reached the 35-yard line by Jerome McDougal.
And
Clock continues to move.
Yeah, see there, the flags aren't doing much of anything. Those are the flags hanging from the goalposts. And yet you look at other flags around the stadium, they're swirling in all different directions.
Garrard pulls it down, and now he's going to go down, tried to shuffle it forward. And Ed Hockley says incomplete pass.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass, that the ball was intentionally pushed out forward, but there was a receiver in the area, so there's no intentional grounding.
And I don't think there's any arguing with Ed Hockley's call. Maurice Drew was right there, and obviously David Garrard was trying to get him the football. I guess he just doesn't have a lot of practice with that two-handed shove pass like that. You don't work on it a lot.
So now 4th and 5 for the Jaguars. They get a first down. They get enough time for a timeout. That pass almost picked off on the far side by Lito Shepherd.
And it was a pattern by George Reister that even if he would have caught it, doesn't look like it would have been good enough for the first down. Garrard under pressure because of the blitz. And you're right, that was so close to being a big play the other way.
Shepherd has returned one for 102 yards and a touchdown this year. He was looking at about 68 quick yards there. So the ball goes over on downs to the Eagles at the 35-yard line. They have all 3 of their timeouts, but just 6 seconds on the clock.
Well, air one out and maybe see if you can't get a penalty called on the defense. If that's the case, even with no time, you could try to get off a field goal.
McNabb going to make it a screen. Westbrook. Field. And dragged down at the 40-yard line as the first half expires. Darrell Smith made the tackle. That's the end of our first half. Jaguars 7, Philadelphia nothing. Back with the Sprint halftime report after this message. And a word for
Live NHL continues on NASN with an exclusive Eastern Conference collision with Toronto heading to Tampa Bay. Will the Lightning scorch the leads, or can Toronto dodge the storm in the St. Pete Times Forum? Toronto versus Tampa Bay, Wednesday late night at 1:30, live NHL on NASN.
Nurofen, fast, targeted relief for pain.
Freedom for backs. New heat patches from Nurofen.
Play football. Drafted number 3 overall, Vince Young enters the NFL following a national championship with the University of Texas. The 6'4", 233-pound Titan is just as lethal with his legs as his arm. After a disappointing 2005, the Titans are hoping the agile quarterback will help lead their youthful team to the playoffs for the first time since 2003.
The Baltimore Ravens are doing at New Orleans. And in New Orleans, here is a pitch. Reggie Bush goes to the right. He's not a quarterback. He doesn't get paid to throw it. He throws it up. Chris McAllister comes up with the interception, and Steve McNair on the next series comes back. He finds Clarence Moore for 4-yard touchdowns, 14-0 Ravens. Then Drew Brees. This is a bad bounce right here. Off Aaron Stecker's hands into Ronnie Prude's hands. Interception. 21 points off turnovers for Baltimore. Drew Brees bringing it back, finds Joe Horn. Middle of the field, 32 yards, touchdown. The Saints are coming back. Maybe.
Billick, of course, Brian Billick calling the plays in this one, and the Ravens have won 4 straight following a bye. Boomer in Cincy.
It's Ocho Cinco himself. No, it's Chad Johnson as Carson Palmer rips it off, and here comes Rudy Johnson. He goes in for the score, 7-3, and then it is Chad Johnson. Now watch this. He's going to do a little dance here for Dancing with the Stars. It's a salsa. That's Ocho Cinco. How about that? And then it's going to be Mike Pick, and he's going to find his big tight end, Algie Crumpler. 2 guys. Can't bring him down. Touchdown. Nice game going on in Cincinnati. 17-13. Bengals on top.
Shannon's guy, Mike Vick, 11 for 16, 153 yards, and 1 touch in that one. Shannon, nip and tuck, Tennessee. No, not quite.
Texans and Titans. David Carr drops back the pass. Finds his intended receiver, Chris Holt. Oh, he plays for the Titans. Going back the other way, 15 yards.
There were 4 guys around that wide receiver.
You get my picture, boom. And now Vince Young back to pass. There's nothing open. The Rose Bowl highlight, 20-yard touchdown. He's in the end zone. 7-0 Titans. David Carr's going to be stripped of the football. Tony Brown picks it up. They can't catch it. Look at it run, JB.
Big fella.
Look at it run, JB. And he gets in the end zone. 14-13 at the half. Titans.
Carr sacked 3 times. Texans 3 turnovers in that one. Boom at the Meadowlands.
Well, here are the Barber brothers. Hey, I got 2 touchdowns. You got none, Tiki. How about showing up today, huh? How about Giant quarterback Eli Manning? He's going to drop back. Watch this catch by Plexico Burris. Oh, that's a nice catch right over Rondé Barber, excuse me. Here's Matthias Kiwanuka, his first sack of his young career, the rookie out of Boston College. ACC team, by the way, Shannon.
Yep.
And then here we go. Look at this big tree get cut down. That's Brandon Jacobs. He goes in for a touchdown. Giants in control, 14-0 as the Buccaneer offense can get nothing done.
Buccaneers 1-5 all-time at the Meadowlands against the Giants. Kansas City and Seattle, Shannon.
Kansas City quarterback Damon Hewitt going to be sacked by Julian Peterson. Fumbles the football. Seneca Wallace going to find his man, DJ Hackett, and they're in front. I didn't know Granny could fly, but Larry Johnson sure can. 3-yard TD run. And now Seneca Wallace, Jeremy Stevens, 2-yard, puts them back in front, 14-13. And here you have again, Granny, Grandmama's second touchdown of the day. Okay, Tub, that is.
Tub.
2014.
Grandmama, 17 carries, 94 rushing yards, and a touchdown. One touchdown receiving by Grandmama Dan.
Oh, JB, they call this a beatdown right here. Rex Grossman finds Musa Muhammad for a touchdown. That puts him up 17-0 in the first quarter. Another score by the Bears. Cedric Benson, he goes in them 2-yard score. That's 24-0. Then the little play action pass. Desmond Clark wide open. That's a beatdown. It's 34-0 now.
Oh, that just keep adding
And Shannon, there's no mercy rule in the NFL? Oh, my goodness. Boomer. Let's go to Green Bay, see what Brett Favre is doing.
Well, he's up to throwing touchdown passes again, guys. Right here, he's going to find David Martin right there. Nice throw. 406 for his career, first on the day. That's right. Here comes Amon Green right there. There's his first touchdown, and then he's going to come back. Second touchdown of the day. I got to tell you, the Arizona Cardinals on offense, another team that can't get anything done until this point. And here's, look who it is, Edgerrin James. 1-yard TD run. Arizona gets on the board right before the half, 21-7.
All right, so with that, we will get you back out to the second half of your game between Jacksonville and Philadelphia. We'll do that after this.
CBS Sports presents the Sprint Halftime Report. Sprint together with Nextel. Power up.
Hey. Honey, what is Sidney Crosby doing in our shower?
He's just here to remind you that the season started.
Fires it, and he scores! Sidney Crosby with a tremendous individual play. Oh, man! Funny.
You're watching NASN, the North American Sports Network, a new and exciting sports channel dedicated to the best in live North American sports 24/7. On NASN, you can experience over 100 live NFL games this season, plus the playoffs and the Super Bowl live. Watch up to 175 regular season NHL games and live postseason, including the Stanley Cup Finals. Feel the excitement of live Major League Baseball with up to 260 regular season games and exclusive coverage of the World Series. NASN also brings you an exclusive lineup of college sports with live college football and basketball. And with a daily lineup of sports news, talk shows, highlights, and analysis, NASN is your channel for the very best in live North American sports. Visit NASN.com for scheduling news and information.
Time in Philadelphia, and there's our score. Jacksonville leading the Eagles 7-0. Defense has been the order of the day, and the Jaguars have played it a little better than the Eagles. Fred Taylor's touchdown is the difference. The NFL on CBS will continue after this word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 41.
Live Monday Night Football continues on NASN with another live AFC-NFC matchup. Tom Brady and his New England Patriots travel to the Metrodome to stop the Vikings pillaging Minnesota. Live Monday Night Football, New England versus Minnesota. Monday late night at 2:30, only on NASN.
You can't wrap them up against allergies, but you can treat almost every allergic reaction with Piriton.
and text your T-Mobile mates more, so you won't miss a thing. One great rate on pay-as-you-go. Mates rates from T-Mobile.
This November on NASN, we've got more great NFL action as the season reaches its halfway point, and we bring you an exclusive Thanksgiving triple header. The NHL season is in full swing with up to 6 great matchups every week. And college football continues with the division's top teams starting to think about the bowl games. Catch all this action and lots more on NASN this November.
On CBS.
Welcome back to Philadelphia. For those of you who like your steak with cheese on it, this is the place for you. Greg Gumbel along with Dan Deerdorf. 7-0 Jacksonville in the lead. The story of this day was David Garrard starting at quarterback for the Jaguars. How's he doing so far?
Well, he's taking care of the football, so that's priority number one. Byron Leftwich, as everybody knows by now, sitting this one down. David Garrard has been efficient. He has moved the chains. He scrambled when he had to scramble. Really, it's been the running of Fred Taylor, the difference in this game, the only score of the game. But really, it's the storyline, the number one offense in the National Football League, that belonging to Donovan McNabb and the Eagles, has done absolutely nothing.
No.
Now, for Jacksonville, I just have to say one thing, Greg. They've got to be a little concerned. They're only leading 7-0. They played the whole first half in Philadelphia territory.
I was going to say that we've seen this Jacksonville team dominate games earlier this season, specifically at Indianapolis, dominated the entire game. However, they just couldn't get it done at the end.
Yeah, and I guess for people that haven't seen Jacksonville play before, they have thrown a couple shutouts already this year. They shut out Pittsburgh, and they shut out the Jets. And they've got one going here against the Eagles through 30 minutes. But again, all the time that they played in Philadelphia territory, you know that Jack Del Rio has to be concerned that coming out of it with only 7 might not be good enough.
And the odds are the Eagles are going to put some points on the board.
I would think so. I don't think that goose egg's going to last.
Jacksonville gets the ball first in the second half. Akers kicks it away. Drew and Pierman are deep. And this one sails out of the end zone. And it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line for Jacksonville as you take a look at the numbers from the first half.
Well, we're, I know, awfully close to Halloween, but those numbers on the right-hand side belonging to Philadelphia: 32 passing yards, 43 rushing, 3 first downs. That's woeful. It's certainly nothing spectacular on the other side, but Andy Reid has to be a little stunned that his offensive team has been that inept.
Fred Taylor in the backfield. And we get some movement up front. And this is going to go, it appears, against the Eagles.
Encroachment defense, number 90. 5-yard penalty. First down.
You find it strange, Dan, how the Eagles have been such slow starters these last 3 weeks? Just 3 points total in the 3 games that they've played in the last 3 weeks in the first half.
And I don't know how you explain it. And last week it was because of mistakes, specifically interceptions and fumbles. But no, there's no explaining it for a team this veteran, this talented, to really founder like that in the beginning of the game.
Taylor Picks his way through the line across the 30 out to the 32 and a first down. No turnovers for the Eagles today, but 4 penalties and a couple of drop passes, all of which can contribute to slowing down an offense.
But there hasn't been what looked like good timing between Donovan and his receivers. A couple passes thrown behind receivers, drop balls. Hasn't been great blocking at the point of attack a lot of times.
Fred Taylor has been able to keep the pressure off of David Garrard on the end around. Reggie Williams lost the handle and has dropped back at the 23-yard line.
Well, it looks like Jacksonville's going to go out of their way to help out. And this appears at the very beginning to be a pretty well set up play. He's got Chris Naoli out in front of him, and just losing the handle is Reggie Williams. This thing looks like it's got a chance to go for some decent yardage. And for the first time, Jacksonville here offensively is having to stare the length of the field, something that they didn't have to do at all in the first half.
2nd and 17. Here come the Eagles. On the rush, Garrard going to go deep down the sideline. It is incomplete. Overthrows his intended receiver, Cortez Hankton.
I like the fact that they took a shot. You got the single coverage you were looking for. Just against a pretty good guy at Shepard. Take a look at that at the top of the screen. Lito Shepard realizes it's going deep. Dawkins really not in a position to come over and get into the play. Just a little too far.
Garrard needs the 42-yard line for a first down. Garrard over the middle. Oh, what a catch just across the 40-yard line by Ernest Wolford. And he is very close to a first down, but appears to be about...
Looks like he's a full yard short.
Yard short, yeah.
I thought when he caught it that he was going to be a little closer than that, but the spot makes him a full yard short. This is a laser coming in here from David Garrard. A little bit back behind, but a nice adjustment. But look at this throw by David Garrard. Oh, talk about squeezing it between two crisscrossing defenders. A risky pass, just not quite enough on the pattern for a first.
This kick high. Maher waits forever for it to come down to the 17-yard line and makes the catch. 42-yard kick and no return. 12:41 to play, third quarter. Eagles off.
Play football. Larry Johnson only started 9 games in 2005, but still rumbled for 1,750 yards and 20 touchdowns. Now the full-time starter in Kansas City, Johnson will not only battle for tough yards, but is one of the league's most feared big play threats. Running with a rare blend of grit and grace, Johnson is poised for an MVP season.
You can't wrap them up against allergies, but you can treat almost every allergic reaction with Piriton. Piriton, for the family's allergies.
NFL Films presents 85 at work.
3-time Pro Bowl wide receiver Chad Johnson has proven he can talk the talk and walk the walk.
Chad Johnson doing a dance in the end zone. It's an end zone touchdown, Chad. Throwing back of the end zone, Chad's there, touchdown.
Gotta get them feet down.
Number 85 has not missed a game in the past 4 seasons, extending his streak to 71 consecutive games played.
numbers for Donovan McNabb today are not sparkling, to say the least. He is yet to complete a pass to a wide receiver, only one to a tight end. The give to Westbrook. And then Westbrook for maybe 2 yards to the 19-yard line. Scott Starks coming up to make the stop.
Well, as we've known for years now, this is a pretty stout group that plays defense for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And even though they are nicked up, Darryl Smith there having to move into the middle to take the place of Mike Peterson, who in a lot of ways their emotional leader. Oh, we've got a late flag coming in. I think the Eagles might have had 12 guys in the huddle at the same time.
On the offense, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Ooh, that'll make Andy just pop a cork. Everybody knows you. When you got a substitution coming in, the guy that he's replacing has got to get out of the huddle before he gets there.
People aren't just stopping by to say hello.
No, they're not. No, they're not. That's one of those, oh, you're in for me? A little late by then.
2nd and 13 now. Short drop from McNabb, throws over the middle. That's incomplete. Intended for Reggie Brown. 3rd and 13.
Donovan doing his best, trying to pump guys up. He's looking to that side of the field. Really lays it perfectly. You can't throw it any better than that. You got to get some help from your receivers. Reggie Brown had that thing in the palms of his hand and just flat drops it.
Something that they've specialized in this year, much to Andy Reid's dismay.
And you saw Donovan at the end of it trying to remain upbeat, didn't call him out, clapped his hands, said, come on, let's go.
3 drop passes today. There's movement up front.
There's John Runyon at right tackle anticipating the snap count, and he leaves early.
False start. Offense number 69. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Make it 3rd and 18.
Well, that's, John Runyon's been playing right tackle for a long time for the Eagles for the last 11 years. And when you're up against a good pass rusher, every tackle tries to get that nanosecond head start. It's just, that was multiple nanoseconds.
This will be on the ground. Westbrook, and Westbrook, that'll bring a rain of boos down from the crowd.
It's a game of field position. Andy Reid, I know you think that's real conservative, but he knows his defense is playing well. But again, it's a defense that's been playing under pressure. And again, you'd think the Eagles are going to surrender some decent field position to Jacksonville.
Dirk Johnson to kick it away. Pearman from his 44 to midfield to about the 46-yard line of the Philadelphia Eagles. A timeout and then back to Philly.
Returns to NASN.
Dream of better lives, the kind which never hate. Dropped in the state of imaginary grace.
You pick the phone, you fix the monthly bill, so you always know what's coming. You fix from T-Mobile.
You can't wrap them up against allergies, but you can treat almost every allergic reaction with Piriton.
Live NFL continues on NASN with an exclusive doubleheader. First up, it's an AFC-NFC matchup as the Jaguars go hunting some Eagles in Philadelphia. Next, the Wild Horses stampede as the Colts take on the Broncos in Invesco Field at Mile High. A live and exclusive NFL doubleheader tonight from 7, only on NASN.
And I'll guarantee you, there's 11 guys in that Jacksonville huddle going, come on, guys, let's do something with this field position. We can't keep wasting it.
Fred Taylor with room to run. The 40, the 35, and down at the 30, caught from behind.
Who did Fred land on the football? Fred looked like he landed awkwardly. He makes some really good moves here at the beginning. That was supposed to go off right guard. He cuts back to the left, but he gets tackled right here from behind. Doesn't seem like he got an arm out to protect himself. He might have lost some air.
So you all right, Jake?
Well, don't you think Mum's been acting a bit weird?
I wouldn't worry about it, son.
Only Actimel contains a good bacteria LC Immunitas. Try it and see if you feel the difference.
From Detroit, Michigan, the Seahawks are set to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers in Super Bowl 40.
3rd and goal at the 1. A bootleg left, and Ben dives for the goal line. It's a touchdown, Pittsburgh! And they hand it to Willie Parker. Finds a lane. He's on his way. Look out. Foot race 45-50. Willie Parker 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown. 75 yards. Vic.
Play fake. Man looks. Lot of time. Throws to the right side. Got a man wide open. Touchdown. Jeremy Stevens. Steelers lead 14-10. The quick pitch, and here comes the reverse. Randall L. has got a reverse. He wants to throw. He does down the far right side. He's got a man wide open.
Touchdown, Pittsburgh! And that's your ball game.
Fred Taylor walked off the field under his own power. The report from the sideline, he had the wind knocked out of him, as Dan Deerdorf said he did after a 16-yard run. And now this is Moreeeee Drew. And Drew with a pickup 5 makes it 2nd and 5. Fred Taylor, 95 yards rushing on the day.
And he has been the beneficiary of some great blocking at the line of scrimmage. He's getting his hamstring stretched out over on the sideline, but he has been getting some good lead blocks by Wimbush. And take a look at Fred, how he's really busted out the last couple of games with that yard per carry average of 5.3. That's a heady number.
On 2nd and 5, they'll keep it on the ground. And Maurice Drew.
And that ball came loose there at the end. Drew, who's already got 1 fumble in the first half, he has got to tighten up. He has got to tighten up his pressure points on that football. Take a look at the good surge there at the point of attack. You can see that ball's away from his body. There it is, rolling around on the field. The officials ruled that he was down.
And Maurice couldn't find it, just feeling around for it.
No, well, somebody in a green jersey is going to find it pretty quickly if he keeps carrying it that loosely.
3rd and 2. Drew, right side, tripped up before he got the first down yardage. Michael Lewis, number 32, the safety.
I didn't think when he had that football there was any way he wasn't going to pick up a first down. What a fine tackle by Michael Lewis. When he gets to right about here, look at the blockers out in front. You think there's no way he's not going to get there. Michael Lewis, excellent tackle.
4th and 1. Eagles fans on their feet. Drew has the first down to about the 17.
when they have had to do it, this Jacksonville offensive line has rooted Philadelphia off the ball. Look at the good blocks there. Meester, Naoli, and then another good lead block. Boy, this has been very impressive by this group up front. Maurice Williams at right tackle. Mano